What's good, YouTube? You back with Coach G. It's Bleed Basketball. All right, today we're gonna be talking about attacking closeouts. All right, so you get caught, right? Let's say you guys create an advantage, and once you create that advantage, the one thing that's probably gonna happen is you're gonna catch the ball after somebody drives, and somebody's going to be running at you, okay? And they're gonna have to close out offensively. All right, with somebody, when you're in this position, you have to make a decision pretty quickly to keep the advantage. All right, once you get into a situation where it's swing, and then it's catch, you've been maintaining that advantage. Once it gets to you, the reason why you need to make a decision and pretty quickly is in like 0.3 seconds is because we have to keep that advantage. So as the guys coming to close out, first thing you should be looking at is catch and shoot, because they're probably going to be late. All right, and every time they're late, we gotta lace it up and we gotta shoot people's heads off, man. All right, sorry to be so explicit, but sometimes this is how you gotta get your point across. Every time that happens, you're going to keep that advantage. So even that, it's just it's part of the mentality to get them to start thinking about, all right, once they drive, it's shooter. Everybody should be screaming shooter, right? So you should already have enough reps out here to where once you catching the ball, you should be finding the laces and lacing that thing up every time, because you're going to be able to create more advantages out of that. So now, we're just going to talk about just shooting out of it. Your hands and everything have to be ready, all right? And the reason why you need to catch and shoot is because once they start closing out, they're going to start overly aggressively closing out. So if I know I got a shooter and I'm rotating him on defense, once I catch and I'm lacing it up, let's say I make my first one, right? Let's say right after that, they're going to start with the aggressive closeout, boom. If they're not closing out and their hand is not in your shot pocket, or they're not taking away the shot, and what I mean by taking away the shot is their hand should literally be almost touching the ball, like honestly taking away the shot. If not, let it go every time. You have to, because it's a mental thing. Because now they're going to be so worried about the shot. All right. So make sure when you have that advantage on the swings, right, and it gets to you and you have the opportunity to let it go, please let it go. All right. Secondly, putting the ball on the floor. Once we've established that we can knock down the tray ball, right, now they're going to be aggressively closing out, and the first thing we need to do is be strong attacking the closeout. Okay, so I normally look at, once I catch, if they do close out pretty quickly, I gotta test hips and feet to see how you move. All right, so once I catch here, if you already closed out, normally I play out the pump fake to see if you like the popcorn. A lot of people fall for that right away, just off the movement. All right, so once I get here, that's another thing they gotta worry about. Then right after that, I'm going. All right, I'm here and I'm playing right out of it right away. And I might go catch, I might go right the first time just to see, okay, he can recover going right. Then I'm gonna catch and I'm gonna go left. That see what he's doing, because this happens a lot throughout the game. Test people on how they move defensively to make sure that, all right, if he moves better going right, I'm gonna keep pressing his left, because you should at this point, the older you get, you should be able to go left and right.
So you want to take your game to the next level? Join our Believe School. Imagine an online community from the comfort of your own home. We have dribbling, shooting, and defensive drills, weekly workouts, and live calls. Let us help you by giving you the advice you need to take your game to the next level.
Okay, get comfortable going both ways, because then at that way you can start to test their feet and see, all right, he don't open his hips up well going left to recover. He don't open up and slide his feet fast enough. He's quicker going right, he's quicker going left. Read and study the defense as the game is going on. All right, and it's really gonna be it's quick, but you got to be able to slow the game down and really start to think. I'm always looking at how they're attacking, and like I'm not directly looking at them. Kind of like I'm catching everything. It's kind of like weird. I started understanding that, like, I'm looking at the rim, but as I'm looking at the rim, I can see through my, like, through like my entire scope of vision. Okay, I can see his feet. I can see how he's closing out, where his hands at. Because if hands is anywhere around the knees, around here, they not here, we gotta lace it up. We shooting, right? So I got good at seeing the entire floor and seeing everything that's going on and processing things at once. I didn't get this good until college, all right? So I'm trying to give y'all the game so y'all can get better at it at a younger age and develop quicker, okay? So one thing I always did out of the dribble was I'm looking to get right to a pull-up, because they're closing out here, and as they're closing out, once you beat your man off the dribble, for the most part, the defense is already shifting this way. A great defensive team, they're going to force closeouts, make you put the ball on the floor, and they're not letting you get to the rim because they're rotating. Everybody's already in a rotation because it's going to swing. Normally it's hockey pass, so it's drive, swing, swing to the it's always next pass. So they're already in the rotation. So as you're ripping through to get to the rim, you're meeting defense on head on, okay? So you might be able, if you can get to the rim to get a layup, that's fine. If not, play the mid-range area, all right? I'm getting here, I might just go one dribble pull-up. Attacking the closeouts, my whole thing was, all right, if you're not here, I'm shooting. If you do get here, I need a pump fake, and I'm going one dribble right into my shot. Simple stuff. One dribble left, same thing. We already went over the footwork, so you go right, it's left, right, you go left, right, left to get right into your shot, all right? Then, if not, you get right to your floater real quick because the defense is rotating over. You got to be efficient, all right? There's no reason if you have to get in there to jump and fight and scratch and claw to get some crazy layup. If you don't got to do that, be efficient, all right? Especially, you don't want to start wearing yourself down in the first quarter. And it's not that we're not playing hard, but there's a difference between being efficient while you exert and play hard, all right? We want to make sure we make the right decisions, all right? So that way we can continue to play at a high level throughout the entire game. The last thing is understanding when you're supposed to take that next pass, okay? So once you create advantage, right? We talked about catching and shooting, playing out the one dribble, left or right, getting to the rim, playing in that mid-range area, understanding when to pass, okay? Normally, once the first advantage is created, so if I get down here and I beat my man off the first dribble here, and I swing, actually let's go to the top so I can give you a more realistic what I mean, right? So if I get here and I drive, right? For the most part, once I drive, the help is gonna come immediately from the wing. That's always first line of defense. If I swing there, right, and I'm this guy, the next thing that's gonna happen, right, is normally I would drive. So I would drive here, and I'm looking maybe for a baseline drift pass, or different things like that. When you are the guy that's going to make the extra pass, you're trying to see where the defense is rotating from and how they're going to do that, okay? So once I catch here, I'm looking to see if his man is already rotating to me, like aggressively, I'm going straight to the next pass for a shooter. You also got to realize who you're passing to, all right? Because if defense is going to play numbers as well. So if he's aggressively closing out at me, then that means whoever he's guarding ain't really shooting the rock, all right? Now, if he is playing two, because that's what's going to happen. You're going to swing, and they're going to play two. There's going to be a guy that's going to have to play safety and play two people out of the rotation. That's where you have to be able to make the right decision, all right? We got to get him to engage. We have to, all right, if you're going to be making another pass for your teammate. If not, you're going to have to be comfortable catching and shooting, catching and creating something to get him to rotate over, all right? Because once he starts playing two, if he does that well, then you have to beat that. Because every time you get advantages, you have to take care of making sure you get points out of it or something going to the rim, a foul, free throws, something. We have to maintain the advantage and keep it, all right? So that right there is the basics of playing out of closeouts and understanding just how to operate within what's going on. Anything else you need to know, leave it in the comments. Please subscribe, and any more information you want to know, we have school available, all right? It's going to be linked in the bio. Find us on all of our social medias. Everything is Believe Basketball. Check us out. Anything else you need, we got you, all right? It's Believe Basketball. Peace.